so the first thing we're going to do is pile leaves in between the holes and try and get them to drop down towards the ground. And we can probably even like rock. Maybe we can't. Anyways, we're just going to pile leaves and pack leaves in there first.
So we could have been doing brush and stuff, right?
Yeah, you could have done brush, but we haven't got brush. You can also dig into the ground and have it submerged in the ground too. You don't have to have it above ground. Probably break down even faster if we go down. Yeah. What we're not going to do here is water it because we don't have easy water. And so we'll just have to count on the rain getting it wet. Okay, a hugel bed is actually hugelkultur is what it's called, and it basically means mound culture. And it's basically a way to use the resources you have to get a growing area in a place where it's hard to work the soil. Right? That's why it's part of the what ground class. And so you get the most rotty logs you can find. And unfortunately, a strategic error was to pile this right against here.
So old shiitake logs would be really good.
Yeah, but the thing is, I get old logs that are 15 years old that still give me mushrooms.
Well, yeah, I know, but they get to a point where
get a hurricane, and all of a sudden that point is very valuable. A big
you know
low
what I mean? When your stacks are collapsing because the logs are so weak.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
So is there any difference in using softwood versus hardwood?
I think people prefer hardwood, but well-rotted pine is fine from what I read. You know, people have some questions about young pine, green pine. You know, but it's all a matter of time. They're going to mound up around it too, like this. You know.
Or you know when like old people have, you know, stopped using their wood stoves and they just have an old pile, and it just gets all ratty and nobody's going to use it for anything else. They're perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to shovel this stuff all over it now.
I actually put my carpenter.
This is like leaves, isn't it?
Oh yeah, sure, that's fine.
Well,
Not in that particular configuration.
No.
Okay, you know what? I think we're going to stop now.
No kidding.
So why did they put that on the window? Anyway, we're not going to try and put that soil on top of this, okay? That's probably going to be hard to work.
Oh my God, look at that. It's like a little person.
This is the threes.
It's working.
On the side there. That's good. Yep. Yep. Tractor. We didn't do this by hand.
So from what you know, can you do this? I don't have any logs that big, but I've got something like this, and I've got brush I could put in.
You can do that.
That would be okay.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely, you can do that.
Because I've got it, like I said, I was going to burn it.
And it went down
And he has
maybe 10, 15 feet.
at least.
And it was at least 25 feet.
There we go. Very good.
What am I
Very good.
Right, I think
It's the archaeologists trying to figure out what the purpose of this was. But and Janine and Joe can tell you about.
By the time an archaeologist gets to look at it, it'll just be a mound.
What about that?
Except for they'll have films they can look at.
In the woods on brush piles.
They're going to come up with all kinds of stories about what's buried underneath it.
Yeah, right. We might have some neighbors saying that too.
Like put something mysterious in there.
The most fertile ground would have probably the biggest tree on
Might be
it.
a little more controlled.
An archaeologist finds.
I love nettles. Yeah, I can't imagine why.
I was also going to take you into the greenhouse and show you plants we have that should go in the ground that we can't get in the ground. And what I do there is, since they have to go in the ground, they got a nice solid root ball. I soak it well, flip it over, get the plants out, fill the bottom of the pot with a little bit more soil, and I got another week. Not even stepping them up, just fast and dirty. You just learn all the tricks, you know. Just figure out ways to make it so that your plants don't go backwards, and you have time to get it in. You know?
So for this, would you do the same thing? Would you sort of make a plate, and then fill it with the richer stuff, put it in?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. If I was wanting to plant right now, and we're just going to grow a cover crop on this, and I think come fall, we can just plant. Anyway, if you wanted to get this to happen faster, and you didn't mind the smell, saving your pea and soaking those logs with pea would speed up the rotting big time. You know, and
Because the uric acid?
Well, no, the high nitrogen. The acids will help too, but the high nitrogen is the main thing. Yeah. And it's going to be way, way under, so any, deep fear of cooties should be greatly assuaged by the fact that you have 6 or 8 inches of soil on top of it.
Although if you're sowing it, you need to wait the normal.
Yeah,
You're on tape.
put it underneath 6 or 8 inches of soil, and you let the bed mellow even, you're going to have over 120 days.
Another thing is this would be a really good erosion control technique on steep mountain
Totally.
soils.
Totally. Or even like, you can make this and then backfill and make a terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Very, very good. Wherever you think it needs to go. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yep.
There you go. Moved it right out.
Isn't it cool though? Fast and dirty. And look at all the food. If you're planting all the sides, I mean, that is a lot.
What I like is the north and south side if you're oriented. You can put your lettuce on either side.
Yep. Yep.
So this is the top layer?
Carry that over.
This is the quality stuff.
Or this is what you
Want this
planted?
sprinkled over?
Well, we're going to have soil to it, but there's going to be a layer of this on top of it all. Yeah.
Sprinkle it or just?
Just get it on there any way you can. Well, certainly.
Yeah, I'm really psyched to do this now, dear.
It's pretty darn good.
It's almost done.
I mean, if we can get the, no, at our house.
We can get the
Get
logs.
the logs.
Okay, now we want to cover this with a little bit of soil. Yeah, the soil that's here.
Is this the stuff that had the char in it?
Yep. It's very high-end compost. Very high-end. And by the way, you want to use your best stuff towards the top, right? Just like the soil. You don't want to put your best stuff down in between the logs, because it'll be a long time before anything ever gets it. Now we just want to cover the compost so it doesn't get fried by the sun. That's the name of the game.
Why don't we want our compost to get fried by the sun?
Because the UV lights kill the organisms.
Thank you.
I'm quite willing to agree that we did a great job.
It's a mound.
It's a mound. It's a mound. Okay, well, if you don't know how to get it in the ground by now, I would say try container growing. That's another option. It's amazing what you can grow in containers. It was a pleasure to show you the different ways that we can get in the ground, no matter what. And remember that there's a way. There's always a way. And you might come up with the next one. This is not the final chapter in that book. There's many other possibilities, I'm sure, to figure out. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing all your knowledge.
My pleasure. Absolutely.